Hello, my name is Sean Stennett. I've lived in Colorado Springs all of my life and watched it grow. I've worked in marketing for much of that time. Let's cultivate a marketing community and tell their stories. This is Marketing Colorado Springs podcast. Introducing Angelina and Sterling of Modernize My Site. Well, hey everyone, welcome back to Marketing Colorado Springs podcast. Today we have Sterling and Angelina. We have the luck of having two guests. So, both of you, starting with Sterling, Angelina, why don't you introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about Modernize My Site and you guys' efforts and what you're all about.
Yeah, thanks for having us. My name is Angelina Pecoraro. I'm the creative director at Modernize My Site. We make damn sexy WordPress websites. That's our tagline.
I love it.
Um, Design is near and dear to my heart. I teach UX UI as well at Pikes Peak State College, and yeah, it's really important for me to make sure we're producing high quality websites that are visually appealing and then also produce results, which I have a great partner for that adds in the SEO and all of that. So yeah, we make a good team.
That's my side of things is, doing research, understanding what it is the client's needs are, and marrying that with what people actually search for in Google. So we're always trying to create websites that really do make an impact the first time they launch. So it's not just the kind of website that's, a minimal viable product, but it's something that can be a little more robust and actually make an impact on the search engines the first time. I have to admit, when we first started the company, our tagline was creating websites that don't suck. And primarily we were focused on older websites that just seemed defunct or maybe just looked older, right?
Right.
And we thought, there's a huge market for that. But what we have found is there are four primary services that we offer, and that seems to be really narrow. But when you talk about hundreds of millions of WordPress websites around the world, um, though we are working on just building and managing WordPress websites, the market's massive, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And so we just focus in on that. We hone in only on WordPress websites.
Nice. Yeah. Yeah, and that's what Steck Insights, they're the ones that power this podcast. That's actually our focus too.
Oh,
And oh
cool.
man, it's funny because like we can both focus on that and there like you said, there are so many fish in the sea and there's so many fish in this town, you
Yeah,
know.
yeah,
So
it's true.
I mean, like WordPress has got to be the primary tool, if not like almost the only tool. For me, I am waltzing in on a dinosaur. I remember doing like HTML and hard coding and like Dreamweaver and stuff like that. But then along came this thing called WordPress, and there was things like Joomla and kind of dorky CMS. But then WordPress came onto the scene and kind of changed everything. So, so what inspired you guys to shift your focus from websites that suck to like modernizing and digital solutions for like local business?
I don't know, Sterling, it kind of shifted when I think personnel change.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
You want to launch into that?
Yeah. So, really, Angelina came with so much experience in the design world that she had a different standard, and it took us a while to figure out what that standard was because, how do you convey something that feels a certain way when you create it?
Hmm.
How do you repeat that over and over again? It's hard to do, right? And it's difficult for an artist to just whip something up real fast that feels good, that feels right, that really settles into what the brand needs.
Yeah.
And so she actually has created a process that's very rigorous for sussing out all the details from clients to ensure that we're building the right website the first time.
Hmm.
And she really truly wanted to create award-winning websites.
Yeah.
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 Which
Yeah.
Thank goodness we succeeded. It's good. I've been a stickler for detail and making sure it's right. But one thing I wanted to mention is that a big thanks to Sterling for calling me years ago and saying I need a web developer because I just bought out my partner, and that's how it started. We were actually competitors. Like but like you said, there's a lot of fish in the sea and a lot of work to go around, and we never really viewed each other as competition. He was just like, hey, I do the running of the business side of things. I need someone to build the websites. Do you want to come work as a contractor for me? And I was like, yeah. And then one day I was like, hey, I'm your partner now.
Pretty much.
Yeah, yeah. And then it just stuck for many years. So, but we're really grateful to have a great team. So it's Sterling, me, and then Sarah, who is in Virginia remotely. We were both military spouses, and so that's how I met her. Man, she really holds the everything else together. So,
Yeah.
and then we have a couple other contractors we work with. So, couldn't do it without a great team.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
absolutely. I mean, that's everything. And so, what is Sarah's role in all this?
Um, Keeper of
Well,
everything else.
yeah, so what we do is pretty unorthodox. Our approach is rather different. I would say that Sarah, at, probably at the highest level, is the
Admin
face of the
assistant,
company through the projects for each client,
project manager. Yeah.
um, and really gathering assets and things, working closely with clients to get what we need, and encouraging them along the way. She does a fantastic job of all those things, and she's keeping a pulse on the business while we have to do other things like sales, marketing.
Yeah. And also, we should not forget the most important thing is that she is our copywriter and keyword research
Ah,
person.
Uh,
She started as that, and she got her degree in as an editor. And so, yeah, we brought her on as copywriting and then a little bit of help for like social media copywriting back when we were back before AI really. AI has its use for some things, not others, but it's definitely kind of replaced as far as social media copywriting, but as far as copy, she does a ton of research. She's so good at that, and she handwrites everything. So we really are getting a quality product when you go with us.
that's so great. That's so awesome. And it's so easy to just cop out and
Yeah, and ChatGPT it. Yeah.
it's funny. Like, I lean kind of heavy into that stuff too, but like, there's still a human element. Like, you can't
Yes,
make
there is.
art with a robot. So,
Yeah, it's a tool, right? It's just
right.
something
Yeah,
to use.
exactly.
well,
We'll
and
dive
so
into that too, but yeah, please.
I think that's a really good point is, we do leverage a lot of these tools, but the human element still has to be there because, if we were to tell AI to spit out the top 10 reasons that people should improve their websites, it would be the same 10 things in every single tool
Yeah.
because there's no variety, there's no nuance to it, right?
Yeah.
So Sarah, something that's fantastic about the business and how it's evolved over the years, anything that I came up with both Angelina and Sarah have run with to the nth degree. They have obsessed over these things to a point where you want these people to do this for you because they will do it the best damn way they possibly can, and they will squeeze blood out of a stone with the SEO too.
Oh my
So,
God.
Yeah,
Yeah, we're
yeah.
the people waking up at 2 a.m. like, wait, there's that key term, or wait, how can I
right.
make that
Yeah, yep.
responsive?
You're in the
Yeah.
shower, you're like, ugh.
Yes. And it happens all the time.
So,
So
I totally know we are riding on the
passion.
same ship here. So,
That's
um,
awesome.
so with that being said, like talking about process, could you give us kind of your process in a nutshell when modernizing a client's website?
Yeah. So something that we really cemented last year is our 5-day website process. And so it
Mm.
really is a sprint. And we do it every week. Well, we started baking in a week off, which is we probably needed to do that.
Yes, you
But
do.
anyway, yeah, so it's actually very fast and very efficient, especially for a small business owner who needs to get up off the ground professionally, done right the first time, but fast. I don't know many people that are doing it that fast. Generally, it takes a month to 3 months to get a website, which is totally understandable because it's a ton of hours. But yeah, on before it starts, we do the keyword research and we have a kickoff meeting to get to know their goals and the needs for the website, any functionality. Sarah writes the copy, submits it to the client. They review it, and I give them a mood board to get a general look and feel. So that's all before we start that Monday through Friday process. On Monday, I create the whole homepage layout, and then on Tuesday, we do a quick check-in meeting to make sure we're on track. Um, generally, we haven't had many, like I haven't had anyone say absolutely this is off track completely, but if we
Mhm.
did, we'll figure something out from there and
Mm.
revise the process. But I think it's because we do so much research beforehand, and the mood board especially helps. So we get the approval. And then that's where the really fast build starts. And I generally do have a website builder that works with me as well because it's hard to do it fast. Definitely done it alone before. We can do both, but prefer to have someone else to help. So we then rapidly build the rest of the pages Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And then on Friday, we have the long revisions meeting from 1 to 4. It is a 3 hour meeting. It is, it's pretty brutal for people that don't want to sit still for 3 hours. I get it. I'm pretty ADHD and I don't like sitting still either, but it's the most efficient
Same. I'm
thing.
getting up right now.
Yeah.
Oh.
Letting out my dog. Sorry, every time.
No, yeah, my dogs are here in the back too. But yeah, it's very good. It's very efficient. And so the goal of that really long meeting, and sometimes it's much quicker, it just depends on the client really. We go through and make changes in real time. We go section by section and say, are you okay with this? Any updates? I make those design changes right there, and then you are completely done. Like your website is finished and we are ready to go live on Monday. On Monday, we go live. Before we do a quality assurance check. That's also Sarah. Make sure everything is working correctly, form fills, links.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mobile optimize and tablet optimize the website. And yeah, we put all those security bells and whistles on it. And you have a fully functional professional website, keyword researched in 5 days.
Man, I
Huh.
am impressed.
Lots of coffee.
Yeah. And let me, if I
Wow.
could, clarify one thing.
Oh,
That's for those who want a brand new website, soup to nuts, right? If we're talking about improving an existing website, which is a service we offer, that's a little bit different. There's a lot of nuance to that. Oftentimes people will come to us and they want us to change it, but leave it with the same theme. So the great majority of the time, clients actually want to remove certain things that are a part of a WordPress theme that are intrinsic to it, right? And so to even make, $1,000 worth of changes, for instance,
Mhm.
to them may not make sense because they truly don't want something that's the same at all. They really want something that's new. So when
yeah,
people come to us and they ask us to sort of put lipstick on a pig, uh,
we
we'll warn
can.
them, hey, you don't want to spend too much money on that. If you know you're going to get a better website in the future, just do a little bit here and
You're
there.
right. Yeah.
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 Like
Yeah.
Frankenstein it together. And you're very, very good with talking to clients and really pointing out like what would be their best value. So
Yeah.
appreciate that.
Because, and that's another really good point. I mean, you can spend so much working per page to modernize it, you might as well create a new website anyway.
It's that sinking ship syndrome. It's kind of like if you're trying to soup up a car, you're really like if the transmission's not working, like why are you
Yeah.
making it all fancy? So
Right. At some point, it's in your best interest to start over. So do you find like when you like Sterling, it seems that you have a good way with like easing them into that. Do you ever find people that are like just married to it though, and they gotta hold on? Like, is there ever a point of contention or frustration or
Uh,
your head against the
sure.
wall? Yeah.
Sure. I mean, we tell people we are just very blunt. We are
Yeah.
incredibly straightforward. I'll tell people right away, hey, I have these conversations with people and we can spend hours going page by page and you tell me what you want improved on every single page. But if in the end you still hate the website, and so they know what they're getting into,
Yeah,
and so we kind of try to show them all the different angles, all the different possibilities, and make sure that they're spending their money the best way possible, right? Because
beautiful.
we're fiscally responsible and we expect our clients to be too. We want them to be, right? So, um, we want to create something that generates revenue, hopefully. So.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And that dovetails well into this next topic, which is so what are some strategies that you've seen work really well as far as driving traffic and generating leads? Like, how does that portion of this all work?
Well, I come from a deep background of marketing automation, which included a whole bunch of different types of marketing mediums. And, it was mostly analog back in the day. You send direct mail, then you phone call, and then you send them emails. We did that kind of stuff. And so there was a automation component to it, but there was also a very manual step. And so these days, believe it or not, what's working really well for a lot of people are events.
Mm,
Most people aren't aware of that. They're not really leveraging events like they should. So I'll give you one example.
hmm
Somebody who has group therapy, for instance, is doing workshops on a regular basis. And so she schedules those workshops. She knows when they're coming up. And what they can then do, what these clients can do, is promote that event in Google events, in Facebook events, in places like Eventbrite. And that actually helps with their SEO. It actually helps drive traffic back to their pages. And hopefully people will pay as a result for tickets and go to the event, right? And so
hmm
we have a couple of clients that are doing that right now. And what we know is that it's a fantastic way to slowly but surely start growing an audience of people who will engage in person, which is fantastic.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to add on to that. I think that's a great like advanced technique for SEO, so to speak. I mean, it will help with your SEO, but it's also in person or on Zoom. But we do all the traditional like hierarchy from H1 to H6, meta tags. Sarah gets in there very detailed to make sure everything is yoasted correctly, as she puts it. Yoast
Ah,
culture.
right. Yes.
Um,
If you know, you
yeah.
know.
Yeah,
Yeah, right,
yeah, yeah,
right.
yeah. And so, and then of course the keyword research is really where, that's where the rubber meets the road. She really does a great job with that. And making sure that it is enough of a search volume that is going to be helpful, but then the was it keyword difficulty score will be achievable. So we go after like a low hanging fruit. So there really is a lot of components to this where you're getting very good value.
Absolutely.
Nice, nice. I love that. I love that. And I love what you said about events-driven marketing and, ultimately the goal being establishing a handshake. And that's something that I read about you guys is like, hey, we like to take you to lunch, we like to smile and what that does is establish trust. And call us old school, but man, like, here in Colorado Springs, if we're both in the same city, I mean, why not just
Right.
enjoy one of our awesome restaurants that we have all around us? Like, hello, come on, let's go. So I love you guys' approach, and I'm the same way. Like, if here we are on Zoom, I'm, but like, no, I mean, it's such a great way to get like a conversation going, eye contact, handshake. Yeah, it's a good thing to do. So I
I
appreciate
totally
y'all's
agree.
approach there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So with all right, kind of shifting gears here. What's your take on mobile first design in 2025? Is that still a priority? I mean, there's got to be a lion's share of people that are jumping in on mobile. What's your take on that? What's your process there?
Yeah. Do you mind if I answer that one?
Go right ahead. Yeah.
That's like my realm. Um, as far as mobile first, I don't know. I feel like that term is kind of a misnomer because um, I never design mobile first. I feel cringy ever thinking about doing that. It's so hard to do that. I feel like you need this beautiful
Just
desktop. I know, right?
like,
But I do think the importance is of the utmost when you're actually designing. But I love to do it backwards and just, desktop, tablet, then mobile. But mobile responsiveness and friendliness is really important to me, obviously, as it should be, because I forget the statistics, but most people are using mobile for everything these days, and I'm sure it's going to continue. But yeah, some good practices are making sure like the width of the buttons are full width so you can easily like click them. Just making sure everything like, fit if you have like an iframe or something, it's all fitting, all the spacing is good. Making sure that you have a global, header and footer with one of the things we always include on the footer is the contact form. So no matter what page you're on,
yeah.
you can easily reach somebody, a jump to top button, all of that. So just all the things to make your life easier.
Yeah, yeah. I think it goes part and parcel with like just designing a good page, and
Yeah.
then it goes from
And then
here to
condensing.
here. Well,
Yeah.
and making sure it doesn't break. I'm so the same way. Like we're building a landscape, you know,
Yeah.
of art, and we're not going to. We want it to live well in that space and like condense well, but like I'm the same way. Like, yeah, as long as we've made a good framework here, and padding and everything is translating well, then it's gonna look well, in all.
Yeah. It's hard to pack in a wow factor on mobile. So
Ah, man, yeah, I
yeah.
know, I know, I know. But I feel like it's well, you guys do it well, so
Thanks.
you're
But
doing it good.
yeah, overall good design, then collapsible. So yeah.
Right, yeah. And with that being said, I would like to kind of look at you guys' portfolio here a little bit. Speaking of Wow Factor and everything like that, you guys make fun websites, and just this page alone, I just love the interactivity and the way things flip around. Damn sexy websites.
There you go.
I
I'm
mean,
proud of
that's
that
what
one.
we
That's a good
look
one.
at, right? Like, boom, right there. Sweet. Like, yeah. And I love, I'm you mentioned like ADHD or ADD earlier. I'm totally the same way. I love the moving parts and the like
Yeah,
the animated titles, the
your
things that
interest.
come in, like the interactivity involved, the parallax things. I just love stuff like this. So, I mean, why the heck not, right? Like, um, yeah, and you guys do it well. And then they talk about here, get a strategic business website 1 week. Like that's so great. Like, I think you guys have a really great splash in the marketplace. And man, I love the old school typewriter too. So yeah, lots of great wow factor, lots of great stuff, award winning, like they said. So yeah, definitely check out modernizemysite.com. I just had to dote over you at least a little
Appreciate it.
bit.
Yeah.
Thank you. It
So
means a lot.
yeah, yeah. Well, and I scour the world of LinkedIn, and you guys just jumped off the page. Oh, I wanted to mention something earlier. Did Trevor Kincaid do your logo?
Yeah. Do you know
Uh,
Trevor?
I do. I do. So
Oh, yeah.
I met him years ago when he just got out of the army,
Yeah.
and I was the first person he approached, straight out of the army. He's like, "Hey, can I pick your brain about design and logo design? Like, I think I want to do this." And so, yeah, we sat down and had a cup of coffee, and I was like the very first person
Cool.
he ever talked to. So that was a huge
Yeah.
honor. I watched that kid grow, and man, you know.
Yeah, yeah, same. I met him right after he was still in uniform. We all went to Design Rangers talk. Uh and yeah, it was really cool. But I also recognized like this kid's going places and he's still one of my favorite brand designers and he is the one person that I always recommend to clients that need a new logo. So yeah, yeah. It's cool to meet other creatives that have a lot of drive, a lot of passion, and you guys can vibe off of each other. So
Yeah, he's such an interesting guy. I don't know
Yeah.
if you followed him much in his career here, but he's always like, yeah, like we had an interview. He was on like the second episode of the podcast. He was in Japan. Like,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
he's
yeah. I
always
know.
going
I'm living vicariously through him back
that's
when I was in my
exactly what I
20s. Yeah.
said. I was like, you're the most interesting person I've ever met. But
Yeah, that's so cool.
anyway, so I want to get into something that we introduced a little earlier in this conversation, and oh man, it is the nemesis slash if you use it right, it's gonna use or gonna go well. The vast tool of AI. So how is AI changing the way websites are built or marketed? Do you guys use it a lot? I know we kind of touched on it for content, but do you use
Yeah,
it in your
we
workflow?
we
Yeah.
recognized early on that it was going to be adopted no
Yeah.
matter what. Like it was just going to be baked into systems, so you might as well get good at it.
Yep.
So I encouraged the team at the time to just run with it, get as good with AI as humanly possible. But Angelina was already doing all that, so
Yeah, I was gonna say I love
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, right. Like if you can't beat it, join it. I mean, and like, I pushed back for a little bit, but I early on recognized like, oh, well, it's like the advent of the computer or the advent of WordPress, or the advent of anything else that we use. It's Photoshop, it's whatever. It's just a tool. Like,
AI.
like if you're a good tactile artist, that's not going away. Rob Olson, I love you. Like
Yeah.
the man's got a great wrist, like
Yeah. Yeah,
that's not
no, for
going away.
sure.
Yeah, yeah,
There's you're never going to replace that knowledge of, design best practices because
yeah.
you need that human element for sure. But yeah, like for instance, Perplexity, I don't know if you use it, but it's one of my favorite research tools. That is really good. It's free. It's
Hmm.
always produces better results than Google for me. I use Reloom for wireframing. That's a great AI tool. And in fact, I teach this to my students too. We're gonna jump into the semester. We just had the first day of class yesterday, and I was like, look, I'm gonna encourage you to use AI. And I love what Betsy Tuma said. She's another instructor there. She was like, I not only do I use AI, but I expect you to use AI as well, and I'm gonna teach you the right way to do it. And
Mm.
so I think that's a really good philosophy. It's not about ripping things off, and it's not about
Yeah,
being lazy, but it's about
Yeah.
being efficient.
yeah,
And
Yeah.
frankly, I mean, we should be the ones to understand how to navigate this world better than our clients because we need to understand, challenges like compliance.
Yeah.
What happens with things like PCI compliance and HIPAA compliance as
yeah.
the data is being transmitted through websites and servers that aren't HIPAA secured, right? So,
Yes, that's a thing. And then, which is important. And furthermore, search is changing because of AI, and we're jumping on that bandwagon,
Mhm.
figuring out how to rank for AI search now because so many people are using it, like I am in Perplexity. So that's also a goal of ours. So we're trying
and
to, stay up to date.
I use Claude primarily. So,
What is it?
Claude,
Like
Like,
Claude?
yeah,
correct.
like was like
Perfect.
Claude. What's the artist I'm thinking of? Not Monet, but yes, but like
Oh,
Claude.
Claude Monet. Yeah, the French
Yeah,
guy. Yeah. Hmm.
yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Right. Ah.
Yeah, that's really, really good for copywriting. It's the best copywriting tool out there,
By
sounding
far.
the most human. So, but you can use it for everything. So,
Cool. You guys are educating me a little, which is fantastic. I mean, and that's a
mm,
big part of this podcast too, is like just cross-pollinating the
yeah,
Yeah.
tools and stuff that we use. Like, it's this is all out there. It's not like we've got any one of us has the magic sauce.
yeah.
Obviously,
No
we've got our
gatekeeping, right? It
yeah,
helps.
exactly. Like, well, and I think open source is the way to the future, right? Like if we can just help each other all along. That's what it's all about. And yeah, I can't state that enough in this podcast for sure. So so moving along, how do you stay ahead of tech trends in the digital marketing and development web space? Do you just are you just reading all the time? Do you take podcasts in? How do you consume this kind of information?
All of the above, and I'm never off my computer. No, We went to San Diego earlier this year for the social media marketing not that they have a podcast, but social media marketing world, and we're gonna go back next year. It's in Anaheim in April. It was great. What really got me into it was the AI Explored podcast by the same host as social media marketing. It's Social Media Marketing Examiner. So if you ever followed that, like back when I started, way back when in marketing and social media, that was like my one resource because it really wasn't prevalent. But then he started the AI Explored podcast, and I devoured every episode. And I was like, I have to go to this conference.
Nice.
Fantastic. So yeah, man, I really got a deep dive into like learning it. I checked out a couple like school, SKOOL courses and YouTube, and I'm a lifetime learner. I always have about 5 books on my nightstand. It's a problem.
You probably bought like 100 apps during this like app sumo drop this last
Oh,
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, AppSumo is my happy place. I need to,
oh
thinking of
man.
not renewing my premium because I buy too much stuff.
Yeah,
But you can
yeah.
return it if it's not working, so that's nice. But yeah, no, just constantly tinkering and learning, and I just really love the pursuit of knowledge, and so it's fun for me to learn. I like having a book, hiding behind a book. I'm definitely your classic introvert.
Yeah.
It's I just like it makes me happy. So
That's great. That's great. Well, we are running low on time, but man, time flies by when we're having fun in the Marketing Colorado Springs podcast. But I would like to ask you guys, kind of in a nutshell here, what do you love most about helping businesses grow online? I'm sure we could spend all day on that, but just a
Um,
few.
we have a client recently who is so encouraged. We've been doing a whole bunch of work to her website. She's an attorney, a divorce attorney who deals specifically in abuse cases.
Mm,
A situation like that is obviously unique. This client is poring over documentation that's just horrible, describing scenes, reading terrible things from people who are threatening and things of that nature. When she says, "Oh my gosh, this is working, I'm getting phone calls and people want to do business with me based on the work you're doing," that's when we know we're doing a good job and she doesn't have to focus on going to get more business. She can focus on the hard stuff that she has to do every day. So that's rewarding. That's what, touches my heart for sure.
no, I love that. And Sterling truly has a heart for small businesses. He loves going out to lunch or coffee and getting to know people. He always comes back excited, like, hey guys, we're gonna do a website for this industry and this client. They make this really cool thing. Get pumped. So I love that. I love that. But I also really love like kind of like prove you wrong. Testimonies too. People are like, I pay this much money. I don't know if it's going to work. We had a Medicare, a client that, well, that's what she does. She does the Medicare. And so she was like, I don't know. I almost talked herself out of getting a new website. Like, I don't know if I need it. And then we went through with it and we got like the funniest testimony. I think she texted Sterling and was like, holy bleep, this actually works. I'm getting phone calls.
Yeah.
That was awesome. That was a good win. So.
Hey, the holy bleeps are always great. Like,
Right.
well, so cool. I mean, yeah, how fulfilling just to change people's mind, like, and to be like, hey, we really are tried and true, and we do put our best foot forward, and like, yeah, we win together. Like, if your website's working, we're working, and we're winning awards. Like, boom, like everybody wins in that world. Well, that is about all the time we have. It's such a great conversation, Sterling and Angelina. Man, I love doing this. But as I say, this is my little sign off here. We're trending upward, Colorado Springs. And so, yeah, that about does it for now for us. Thank you again both for your time and pleasure meeting and getting to know you a little bit more.
Yeah,
Thanks,
thank you so
Sean.
much for having us, and I totally agree. We are trending upward.
All
Yes.
right. That's the
Thank
spirit.
you.
All right. Well, be blessed. Have a good day.
You
And
too.
we'll talk to you later.